Joining us now is Congressman Ron DeSantis, a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. He sits also in the Judiciary and Oversight and Government Reform Committees. Congressman, good to have you with us. You have decided not to support the president's call for an attack on Syria. It appears that he has run into as I say, it appears to be utterly unexpected opposition to his call for strikes in both St. Petersburg as well on Capitol Hill. What is the principal reason in your judgment?
Well, I think that there's a couple reasons. You do have some members of his party who just don't like war, period. But then you have a lot of us who are strong on defense, and we believe that we need to defend America's vital interests in the world. But we look at this situation, and we don't see a coherent military objective that's been articulated or a plan to achieve that, much less a plan for what happens after the first strike is landed. And obviously you could see escalation there. And that's all the more troubling given the realities of the Syrian civil war on the ground. I mean, we're coming up on the anniversary of September 11th. It's almost unthinkable that if we were to strike Assad, that we would actually be helping members of al-Qaeda who are fighting the regime. And so the result in Syria is likely to be a regime that's hostile to the United States no matter which side wins. And so in that instance, I think it's good for us to stay out of it.
And your colleagues in the House of Representatives for right now, let's focus on them, the Republican Party. Your House Speaker has already decided that he is for a war against Syria. As the President described it, a limited proportional strike. That's an attack. It is an act of war against a sovereign nation because it would be unilateral at this point. He can find no support anywhere else. The majority leader, Eric Cantor, has already said he supports such an attack. Where does that leave the Republican Party, your colleagues in the caucus?
Well, I think that the leadership has gotten out in front. I do not see the rank and file following in line for a couple reasons. One is the calls and emails that are coming into all of our offices are 95-1 against this strike. And I think a lot of us are weary about the Syrian opposition and do not want to do anything to help enemies of the United States. And so it's a tough road to hoe. And, Lou, when you're looking at this situation, we got to look against the backdrop of what this president has already done. So if you want to look at how the Libyan operation ended up, Libya is a disaster right now. We had 4 Americans massacred in Benghazi. I don't want us to blunder into something in Syria and end up with a similar circumstance on our hand. And you can say that it's going to be limited all you want, but the minute something happens, there could be a response by Assad, there could be a response by Hezbollah or Iran. We don't know, and so you have to be prepared for all of those contingencies. So it's irresponsible to say that there will not be any American boots on the ground because we just don't know what will happen.
Well, actually, that's a flat-out contradiction to say that there won't be boots on. A flat-out contradiction by the Congressional Research Service, a report, in order to secure the 50 chemical weapon and production sites, the estimate by the Pentagon was it would take more than 75,000 troops to neutralize those weapons. This is an administration, as is so often the case. It is not unique to this administration. What it wants to do, for whatever purposes, based on their best assessments, I assume that they have the best intentions. They are painting the picture as brightly as they can to support and favor their desires here to go to war, to attack Syria. Congressman, we forgot to mention one very important thing about you, and I want to fix that right now. Congressman DeSantis is also an officer in the U.S. Naval Reserve. This is a matter of obviously public policy for him as a congressman and much more as a naval officer. We thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.